Oh, see, my cellmate.
YAJ effect. YAJ effect. YAJ.
I so love you. Don't give me that.
Facebook on? It's not coming up. That's YouTube.
That's Facebook. The first one's Facebook.
Welcome to YAJ. Welcome to YAJ.
What's up, spiritual brothers and sisters, on a YAJ Saturday?
Yeah, and it's really rainy and nasty outside. Somebody posted that Facebook that Montpelier is snowing in Montpelier.
There it is. Now, what's that got to do with what if?
You know what?
Hello? What?
I'm trying to get something. You better back it off, Mister. Trying to do something here. I'm getting there, y'all. All right, we good.
Oh my God. I'm organized.
I was organized till y'all got off.
Get off subject.
See, already.
Get off subject.
We got too many people already on here.
I'll speak in a second. Come on.
If you had a choice, the most annoying thing about your family, what would you say? What is the most annoying thing about your family that you would have to say? You know what? You don't need to make comment. You need to keep your mouth shut.
I came up that woman.
Your mama's watching right now.
Oh, hey, Ma.
You better be nice to your mama.
I don't know that woman.
Yeah.
Anyway, before I begin, love my family, love my grandbabies, and if my grandbaby's on, hello, darling. And I want to say to Dusty and Misty, great friends of mine, after we just buried our boy, they lost their father today. So my condolences, and I hope that in time that you all heal. And I completely understand.
Susie said, "What's so funny?" Your mama said, "I saw that." Portia said, "LOL." And Joseph, what up, Leslie?
What up, Doc? Can I get on with my story now?
Go.
All right, relationships, people.
Oh God, here we go.
Relationships. How to keep a relationship. Communicate.
Oh,
That's number one.
Need a ride?
Communicate. This ain't communication. That's not communication. Communicate. Talk about things.
You definitely need to talk about things, because if you keep it in, after a while, you're gonna get mad at one little thing. You're gonna flow with everything.
To my mom's generation, who don't not communicate, always telling somebody, put your slippers on, put a coat on when it's 90 degrees outside. Yeah, I know you watching, Mom.
Yeah,
so I'm just telling you.
Thank you, Veronica Rose. Oh yeah.
All right, you about to get pushed out your chair. What I'm saying is, communicate, talk about things is key. This is why my mom's generation, and notice something, our grandparents lasted until death. My mom's generation, I think they were, I don't know what they were on, crack or something. And then, of course, look at us, our failures in our marriages. I mean, the only people I know besides my sister is Misty and Joe Alford, who's been married since after high school. And that's been over 20-something years, 30 years, I guess. Well, they've been together.
You know, you got friends that you see the two couples together and you think everything is just great.
Right.
You know, they never have a problem. They're all smart.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you hear they're getting divorced and you're like, whoa.
And what's the first thing they go? Communication. Because I think a woman, for them, they feel when the children leave the house, there's nothing left. And they stop talking, which, you know, I can clearly understand. The good and the bad. And I think a lot of people don't understand what the good and the bad is. You have a lot of good days and you have a lot of rough days.
Okay, I got to interrupt you real quick. I'm sorry. But this is your granddaughter, Amy. Amy called Veronica grandma. She said, Grandpa is talking. Shh. I had to tell him that.
Thank you, baby.
I still do that. Your mom said.
Be honest. That's where I fell short on my marriage. Being honest, being faithful. Those are the two things I didn't understand and I got twisted. But when you go into a marriage filled with voids, this is where it becomes hard because you're trying to, as my ex always told me, I was trying to retain my youth in my marriage when that's not where it's supposed to be. So this is why we spend a lot of time with our broken lives to help heal with you, to let you understand, like after a certain amount of time, when you start playing house with somebody, you better understand what playing house is. This ain't all always humping each other, y'all crying about how we're going to pay bills. You should have thought about that before he stuck it in you and you sat and wrote him. Y'all got to get this straight now. This is why we're putting an end to this crap. We are tired of seeing all these daggone babies running around here. And then the mama's too busy trying to put him in child support enforcement. And he's over here trying to make another baby with some other stank woman that don't need to have another baby breeding with him.
Yeah, but the thing is, you also need the parents to have conversation with your children. And while they're all together dating, saying, hey, these are the certain things you need to understand and look for. Because your parents back then didn't tell you. You see what's going on in the marriage,
right?
But you are not told or talked about some of the things that you need to learn down the road.
Right.
Now, granted, we listen, we hear it. That doesn't always mean we're going to do it our parents say, because you think, oh, whatever,
Right.
And that's to be expected. We did the same thing.
Right.
From our parents.
Right. So my advice to you is when that child, after you told them and they don't take heed to your mustard seed, get out. I don't want to hear what the hell you got to say. Get out. Get out of my house. Figure it out on your own. That way, when you point the finger, you point it back at yourself. That was the one thing my dad taught me. If you point the finger, you're pointing it at yourself.
No, you're pointing 3 back at yourself. 3.
I'm pointing the finger now. You want to see which one? You lucky ain't got the other one up.
Pointing ones at you. Point all of them at you.
Be there for one another. That's something I lacked in too. I was not there for my partner. And when you got, and this is why I battle sometimes with a lot of people about mental stability. If you got one foot in the street and one foot in home, it's never going to work. Right? You can't have both. You either in the home or you out the street. If you got your foot in somebody else's home, we're talking about relationship. We're not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. We're not talking about occasional somebody coming over. We're talking about building a relationship. Just like my grandbaby that's on right now, she is clearly understanding that grandpa doesn't have one foot with her and one foot no. I try to make sure she understands I love her at all times unconditionally. So I make sure I text her in the morning to let her know I love her, to let her know I'm there for her. Anytime you ring my phone, I will try to pick it up. If I don't pick it up then, I will pick it up at some point. Because this is also key with relationships with your children. You got to communicate. You got to talk about things. If you don't want to talk about things with your child, you're a messed up parent. It's called talking.
Maybe they don't know how to talk.
Well, this is why we're here. This is called talking. We talk. We listen. That's another key that wasn't in here about relationship. Listening. That's something else that was my fault in my relationship. I didn't listen. I knew it all, but I didn't know it. I didn't know it all. I was wrong.
Well, you learn things from each other, but you also learn from the mistakes that you make to know what you want to do down the road so you don't make that mistake again.
Making time for one another, that is huge. Because here's the problem with us not making time with one another. We work. Then you got to take care of personal business. And that's the downfall. Because society has dictated that you have to work. That goes for not only your spouse, or if you're trying to make a home with somebody, but your children. You got to rearrange your entire life for a lot of things. But see, unfortunately, we put so much emphasis in corporate America, they don't care. Unless it ain't them, they don't care about your life. They don't care you're having a baby. They don't care that you're behind in your bills or you're about to get a. They don't care. They expect that body in that seat to be on that computer from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever your hours are. They don't care. And if you keep thinking that corporate America is thinking about you, you got another thing coming. Leave the past to the past. And my mother's generation is famous for that. Boy, oh boy. And that was a trickle-down effect. They would never let things go. So when the child watched them fight, what you think they did in their previous relationships with all their girlfriends? Oh, you cheated on me with Johnny, and you cheated with me with Bobby, and you said this and you did that.
My mother always says, you beating the dead horse when it's already dead.
Yep.
So why you keep bringing it back up?
Yep.
And I will admit, I was one of the ones that if you did something to me, if things started happening, look, I'd bring it right back in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned to not do that.
Took a long time.
I have learned not to do that. Whatever happens. Try to talk about it because I'm not one that likes to talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold it in and I'm gonna let it go. Walk away. Well, if I don't and I keep it in, I let it out.
Exactly. Anybody else comment so I can keep going?
Wanda.
Oh, hey, Wanda.
Absolutely right, because I always talk to my grandkids and my youngster. One is 19, and we talk just like adults, and I love them so, and they love me too.
Exactly.
But that's another thing I want to talk, because I said something to you earlier about when you're in a relationship as mother and father, you need to let these kids know how they should be treated by a man or a woman. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they see you fuss, I mean, it's okay for them to see that you're going to have an argument and you fuss sometimes. That's okay, because that's to be expected in a family. Okay. You're going to have some ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But when it gets to a point that it's getting really bad, sometimes you need to go behind closed doors, because kids don't need to always see you fighting all the time.
Right.
Because that's what they're going to expect when they're in a relationship. They're going to think, oh, well, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, is fighting all the time. See, when I grew up, my parents didn't fight at all. I never saw them fight. If they did behind closed doors, because I never saw them fight. Or they just wouldn't say anything. I got married. Things fine. Boy, we fought. We got fights. And I'm sitting here going, this is not how this is supposed to go. I learned, yeah, you can have arguments, but not all the time.
Right. I'm going to tell you another one, killer, because this goes along with the same sentence, including exes. The problem is we have a lot of people today who have a lot of exes with children, and believe me, it can take a toll on you, because either you got a spiteful ex or an ex that just don't want to do nothing. I mean, believe me when I tell you, y'all, nothing good comes out of people not talking. But you so-called adults with these, oh, here's my crown and tiara because I'm a perfect parent. And it's a lie. It's a damn lie. Because if you were perfect, you'd be in heaven right now. If you were so perfect, wouldn't you be one of God's perfect children? Nobody's perfect.
That's true, Ruth. That's very true. Yeah, we hold it in back then, but now women don't hold everything back anymore.
Yeah, they do.
Not a lot of them. A lot. Now, I think this day and age, women are starting to get to. I think as I got older, I finally started to decide and say, I'm not holding back anymore. I'm going to say what I feel. I know you got to be careful at what time you say it and how you do it, but you got to speak your mind. You got to be able to say what you feel.
Right. This goes back to Veronica Rose, knowing that having arguments are normal. But see, in the same token, here's a man. She and I got into some spats, but it wasn't spats. When I saw that it was escalating to a point of no return, I said, stop. I'm not talking about it no more, because we're starting to argue about something that don't make sense.
Or is not pertaining to really us.
Right.
At that time. It doesn't pertain to us, period.
Right. And see, I know she can be hot-headed, but like I told her when
Oh, I can.
Really?
I will admit to that.
Really?
I can.
Really? You look over here like
I saw that look. Did you get a look?
I mean, what we're saying is between us that the whole thing about it is it's like if there's a heated discussion, she will tell you. I will say, take a breath, gather yourself, because there's no reason to argue. Because then you start to say things you shouldn't be saying. What comes after you when you start escalating words? The F word comes. You are a MF. All the nasty words start coming out from people who claim they don't cuss. But you ever notice that? Have you ever met a person who argues that say they don't cuss, but as soon as they get mad, they start cussing? And you like, I thought you don't cuss. It's not the effing point. I'm just saying. Moving to the next one. Know that you won't always be happy. I'm not going to dwell on that one because none of us are always happy. Believe me when I tell you.
That's when I think that's when the problem comes in.
You ever heard the expression "can't make a hoe a housewife"? Need I say more?
Who the hoe?
I'm just saying.
Who the hoe?
That's the problem. You can't. A man goes to the ghetto to find a wife, and then wonders why she cheats on him, don't want to be with him, blows through the money. Instead of, okay, I'll give you a prime example. Say a man meets two girls. A sophisticated girl, a homely girl. She doesn't wear makeup. She just want to be at home. She wants to, to do the regular stuff. And then you got the exciting girl who wants to do everything. You know what I mean. But the problem is they don't realize that at some point, all that excitement dies off. You can have the same excitement with that plain girl. You just got to know how to bring it out of her. Maybe she likes being excited at home. You go out, do the normal things, you do what you want, but you got to realize what you have. See, I think of girls who all that excitement and all want to do this and go, blah, 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 hang out with a friend. At some point, that comes to a dead end. If she doesn't want to build on top of that, because believe me, look at 5 years from now, where are you going to be with those two? At some point, you and old plain girl are going to go from apartment to house. You and the excitement girl is probably going to be at your mama's house. I don't need to say no more than that. Don't expect change. Oh, yeah, don't expect change. Because she might ask me to change, and I do, but she stays the same messed up way. Before. Oh yeah.
Me.
I
changed.
And a lot of us don't realize that. Everybody expects the other partner to change because the person who always asks that is the one who is really the messed up one.
But I messed up.
No,
I ain't messed up.
No. I had someone I was supposedly in love with who wanted me to change, but they never did. And I could see it every time I saw it.
But if you're trying to change somebody, that means you're not happy.
Yeah, and you never will be.
I mean, if you got somebody that you can sit down and talk and have a conversation with, somebody that you can go out and do things with and enjoy it and, spend time together, or even go do your own thing and then come back and be fine. That's a relationship.
Right.
If you have to have drama in your relationship or you have to argue and fight all the time in your relationship, it's not a relationship.
Nope.
It's not worth it.
Nope.
When you come through that door, you want to be happy and smiling. You don't want to come through that door going, oh my God, I dread going through the house.
Oh,
I dread going home. Oh my gosh.
And we all could be a test for that one. Appreciate the flaws. Appreciate each other. Become best friends. And see, I think becoming best friends, you either do it before the relationship or you do it during the relationship. Because OG always told me, in case you know what OG is an old guy. He said, always date your wife. Always date your wife. But I found that sometimes we forget that because we go to work, we see this exciting, here I go. All the things I do come with a understanding. We go to work, we see something exciting, something brand new that makes you feel good inside. And then what happens? You cheat on your best friend. with something that's new and exciting.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Being in a relationship, it needs to be exciting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is when you are in a relationship, Josh,
I would not say anything.
you don't have to. Y'all sitting there laughing.
Well, I was thinking about being in a relationship. You choke her and slap her. That's exciting.
No, you need to keep it spontaneous. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah.
You don't have to keep it spontaneous every single night, but do something for him out of the ordinary every once in a while. He does something for you out of the ordinary. Now, of course, you're gonna look at each other going, why are you doing that? What's going on? How come you're doing something? Sometimes a person just does it because they care about you and they want to do something nice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, they know you've been having a hard time or whatever, and they do something nice for you. Because I will admit, my ex-husband did that a few times. I'm sitting here going, okay, what's going on?
What's the catch?
But he did it because he cared, even though I might have been going, Sometimes you need to do that. You need to keep it spontaneous. Because after a while, it's true. It gets dull. Then you're sitting here going, that guy looks really good. I really, things are just not going good at home. Maybe I need to talk to this person. And that's where it starts going because you're not happy at home. So maybe I need to find something that keeps me
That's where the devil
spontaneous.
swoops in. That's where he swoops in. He
sweeps in or she sweeps in, whatever.
Because it's kind of funny how
when you get attention from somebody else and it feels good.
Right.
Yeah.
And lastly, love each other unconditionally. I hope that goes for the same what we talked about tonight goes with the children and your spouse or girlfriend. Because that's the problem. We're not perfect by far, but we just want to always pass this message along because we all deserve it. If you haven't seen the recent events of last week to this point, believe me when I tell you, the best you can do is keep on teaching your children these lessons in life about relationship. One thing I can say Facebook does is post this all the time. And understand these relationships because believe me, date your son, date your daughter. Let them know that, look, opening the doors for a female is cool. Technically, with a female, when you open the car door for her, she's supposed to unlock the door for you. That's how it's done. That's what you want in a relationship because then you're starting to work together as a team. That's why God said, when you marry your partner, your best friend, it's a unit. And then y'all become one with me. That's why a lot of people understand that. But a lot of people don't understand that it's healthy to argue or just even have little spats. But do it in a peaceful and calm way, not around the kids.
Well, I think my mom asked my dad, why did he never say anything? He says, the reason why I didn't say anything, even though she got upset because he wouldn't talk. And a lot of men don't like when women don't say anything for a while. It just bugs them. Well, that goes the same way. When a man gets quiet, don't say anything for a while, a woman don't like it either because you just don't know what they're thinking. But he was like, I didn't say anything because I was afraid that if I said something that I can't take back. I can't take it back. And I'd rather just go and chill for a while and let it calm down and go talk. If that's what you got to do sometimes. But you need to let the person know, look, I'm mad right now. I'm walking away. I don't want to talk to you right now because I might say something that I shouldn't say to you.
Exactly. So that new people, play us out, homie.
Y'all have a good Saturday and a good weekend, and we will talk to you
Tuesday.
Yes.
YHJ. YHJ.
Really, you do that now.
YHJ.
Wanda, Ruth, Susie.
Oh, just
Joseph, Portia.
I'll just let you know, February 1st, I'm starting a challenge with my cousin, and I'll tell you more about it on Tuesday.
Your mom said that's why communication is most important in any relationship and in a marriage. Give that love.
Welcome to YHJ. Welcome to YAJ.